As you can see right now, you cannot see basically anything, or you cannot remember if this was the Gmail, or this was the Gmail, or which one was the nickname. Or if you could do that, you are remembering. Okay, you're forcing the user to remember something, and that's bad in general. You want to avoid that. You want the user to recognize that in the first place you have to put the nickname. In the second place, you have to put the Gmail, like this, right? So where's the issue? Basically, the hint that is indicating what are you doing disappears. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. I'm Chenos, and today I'm here evaluating one of the deliverables, or making a small walkthrough of Shark, one of the product for students are working on. So this is the first deliverable. They made this in about 1 week or less, and it is made using Android Studio. So the first error I found is that they're not using the hints correctly. Maybe this is taken from a template somewhere, but the idea is the following. Let's compare this to this. If we go into X or Google or Instagram, Facebook, whatever application that you want to create your account, what you will see. You will always see a very clear label of what are you doing, what's the status. You are recognizing that here you have to put the name. You are not remembering that you have to put the name, right? And in fact, you even got this extra tooltip indicating the characters, and same for phone. So this is a very clear of, okay, this is the name, this is the phone, right? But that is not happening in their application. The moment you put something, it just disappears. So if now I know this is email, but imagine that I show this to someone that hasn't seen this, well, of course he or she wouldn't know anything about this is an email, right? So that's an issue. The other issue I can see is that if you type something as a password and then you are confirming it just to check it, you cannot check it. There's no button to toggle and view what did you type, right? Uh, the other thing is that there's no back button to the login menu, which is the main one. So I'm just going to use the native one in Android, which is okay, but it's not generally recommended because you don't have that much control and the user may lose where they are. So in this case, I already have an account. I call it testgmail.com and the password is txt 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 exclamation. And here the other thing I noticed that there's no forgot password, and I think it's really important to have it, especially since they are using Firebase, which already provides an API that you click that already checks that for you. So you click forget password, you put the email, and automatically sends a code for resetting. Okay, so let's log into the application. Just to give some context, this product is called Shark, and the main idea is that the users will be able to create their own super leagues in which they can compete for whatever. For example, they can compete on who gets the best score in this subject, who makes, I don't know, who eats more potatoes. So the main point is that it's going to be a competition in which people can create their own league with their friends and a set of scoring things in which they can get a score from making these actions and then see who's the winner. That's basically the idea of this product. So it's basically an application to have fun with your friends by competing with your own leagues. In this case, this is the main menu, and I will say that right now, if this was a real first release, it, it will not be acceptable at all. But guys, remember that they're only second year computer science students or mathematics and for computer science. The other thing is that, yeah, aside of the button to go back, logout, it's a bit weird to put it here. As a recommendation, I will suggest to think better about the architecture. What I mean with the architecture is how we're grouping the different views. Think about Instagram, like they have small tabs at the bottom, so you always know where you are in the home, searching for people in your profile, etc., etc. Right? And right now here, it's not that clear. In this case, here they implemented this to join a super league and to create a super league. Here again, there's no back button. So if you start with this view, you don't know where to go or where you are. So that's also something that should be fixed. So if you create a new league, it will ask you for a name and a nickname, and that's it. It's fine, but again, same error. You should put the label somewhere more visible. So otherwise, I will put this and I will forget absolutely about what those fields are for. From the other side, join existing Super League. Here you have the same problem. I touch a button that shouldn't touch. Okay. And another potential issue that I've seen in other groups is that is the part of codes. So they're using Firebase, which is basically a place where they're storing the information. And depending on how you're generating this code, that people will use to access your group, this can lead to problems. Why? Because if you allow the user or generate a basic code of 4 numbers, it is highly likely that there will be collisions. So that means that if someone puts 1 1 1 1 1 1 and another guy also puts 1 1 1 1, if now you want to join that competition, we always join the first one, for example. So that can be an issue. But I'm not sure how they're handling that in the background, but it could be an issue. And then, of course, after you create a new or you join one, you can see the leak here. For now, it's not implemented. That's it. That was the express review of Shark. This was only done in less than 1 week. They just spent some time, and it's the first release. And I was expecting things this simple, especially since this is the first time creating something using Android Studio and learning everything that it's happening in the outside. So yeah, good work. But at the same time, there's a lot of things that should be improved, and it's only acceptable now because they're learning. So yes, see you next time. Bye bye.